Yeah, I think in general in fighting games, like there's so much stuff that doesn't need to be there. Like the fun part of a fighting game is when both players are at their potential, and it's all about, you know, it's about playing the game, not about, you know, being able to spit out the relevant information. At least to me, right? That's to me what a fighting game is about. If there was a way for me to not learn frames, I would prefer that over having frames. Now I don't know a way to do that. Right now it looks, you know, that's like a compromise. If there was a way to get people like instantly into the action high level in some magical way, right? That would be the ultimate fighting game. That would be an FG nobody wants to play in the fighting game. Well, the fighting game community is generally a bunch of tryhards, right? Bit of stereotyping there. You gotta be a little polarizing to make it interesting, you know? Man, so I'm looking for the right words to explain it, right? What I'm feeling. Because, of course, I don't hate everyone in the FGC, right? Because I'm a part of it, you know? So, do I hate myself? Probably. But, you know... But, you know, what I'm trying to say is that people who are, like, locked in that old school way of thinking, right? If you're really hard in that old school way of thinking of, you know, a fighting game is only good if you have to lab for months and months just to be able to play the game, right? But I think, you know, there has to be a middle of the road. Because, of course, if a game gets too simple, you know, you get like dive kick or something like that. And, you know, there needs to be some meat to the game too, right? There needs to be something to learn, of course. It can be nothing. But, you know, mechanics to make people do something when it's not necessary, or, you know, like for me, execution is kind of obsolete. I don't believe execution needs to be difficult, especially as a balancing mechanic. Oh yeah, we can make this move a little bit overpowered because it's hard to input. I think that's bullshit, but it's definitely a balancing act, you know? This is a big discussion, right? Like, both of us are not developers in any way, shape or form. So, you know, and in the end, it's like a part of what's fun about fighting games is that there is something to learn, right? If you would have literally nothing to learn, the game wouldn't be interesting, right? There should be some sort of climbing up the ladder. But that should be, you know, it's really a difficult discussion on what is essential to what makes a fighting game and what not. Man, I think, honestly, this discussion, what we're talking about, I think that this is going to be the biggest challenge for fighting game devs going forward. How can you make a game as simple as possible without making it, you know, too simple, without taking away the complexity that makes it a fun fighting game? I think finding that line, that border, of exactly how simple you can make a game without taking away the essence of a fighting game, or making it so simple that there's no challenge or not enough options for mind games and counterplay. I think that's the biggest challenge for fighting games. None of the old IPs can do that. The existing communities just want more shit shoveled onto the existing pile. I mean, it's kind of true. Look at Guilty Gear. You know, they're trying to streamline with Strive, but there's already people complaining. Like, what? There's not 3 types of cancels? What am I gonna do with only 1 cancel? I need 3 cancels for a good game. My options. FGC, don't make games easy. Also, FGC, why are there no players? That's exactly the problem, right? Finding that balance of, you know, and it's, I don't like the word simple, because that's not what you want. You don't necessarily want a simple game. You want a game that's, you know, that doesn't have bloat. No mechanics that don't make sense, or that don't matter or don't add to the game. You want to make it accessible, right? I guess Smash is the perfect, yeah, Smash is perfect, all right. There's zero issues with that game and nobody complains about anything in that game. It's the perfect game. Yeah, it's honestly interesting discussion about, you know, what is a fighting game? What makes a fighting game? Or is it what makes a DOA? What makes a Tekken? That's it's big. It's a big topic. So, you know, it's definitely the battle of how do you get more people in a fighting game without scaring away the existing players and without losing the identity of a game. I think that those 3 pointers are going to be the big challenge. And any series that can manage to get all those 3, you know, still be the game it should be, the old players love it and new players can easily and happily get into it. I think that would be the perfect fighting game. Who's gonna do it? I don't know.